My name is Ken Haglund, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well. We broadcast every Saturday from noon to 1 and talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics, including wellness and health care and elder care, even end-of-life care, and of course, the most important care, which is caregiver support. We have a fun show for you today. Joining me in studio is Marlie, DeRynck.
Correct.
Outreach and Sales Director at Stonehaven of Eagan. Now, this is one of Ebenezer's newest senior living community, and we are talking about the advantages and benefits of living in a senior community. And joining Marlie are two of her lovely community residents, Cheryl Buss and Judy Brzezinski. They're here to share their experiences living in Stonehaven of Eagan. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
As a reminder, we are broadcasting live today, and we are looking forward to answering your questions regarding today's topic of community senior living. So please feel free to call us at 952-946-6205. Once again, the radio show number is 952-946-6205. Our friendly and talented show producer, Sam Turnberg, will be answering the phones today. Thank you, Sam. Or, if you prefer, you can give us a text, and you can text your questions to us at 612-999-3426, 612-999-3426. And Sam will not feel bad if you don't call in and you text me instead here. Also, people ask, how do I listen to your show again? You can find all of our podcasts from our previous shows on the AM 950 website by clicking the on-demand button and then clicking on our show logo, Living Healthy and Aging Well. Well, the purpose of this radio show is to bring you specialists and experts and people with a passion for helping others from across the health and wellness field to provide insights and recommendations on how to navigate the complexities and challenges of managing both you and your family's health and your quality of life. We also focus on our senior population and how we can help you prepare for the various stages of life's transitions. In addition, we provide vital information for the caregivers who are essential to supporting our elder population. I am so grateful each week to bring you these important topics and to discuss these with you. And I'm thankful for the great response that you provided to us regarding this show. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions about topics on our radio show, please feel free to call us or text us at 612-999-3426. I want to mention this radio program is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice, an independent physician-owned medical practice serving local Minnesota communities for over 11 years with innovative and comprehensive end-of-life health care. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice at 952-898-1022 or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. Well, I want to introduce our guests today. This is the first time that we're going to have actually clients of one of our guests of the show. And so I'm really excited about this, to get people that can actually give us the truth. Right, Marlie?
Exactly.
How is it really? We can tell you this is how things are, but to actually have somebody who is a client who is receiving these tremendous services in this amazing community, this is going to be a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to this show for quite a while. So let me introduce our guests here. The first guest I want to introduce here is the person that's responsible for actually helping me put this show together, and that's Marlie DeRynck, the Outreach and Sales Director at Stonehaven of Eagan. This is one of Ebenezer's newest senior living communities, and she did bring along two of her lovely residents from the community, Cheryl Buss and Judy Brzezinski. And so before we get into talking about Stonehaven and talking about what that community looks like and some of the advantages and benefits. People may not quite understand, what it means to live in a senior community. Let's get some background on you guys. Marlie, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you eventually ended up getting involved with Stonehaven and helping support that wonderful community?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, Ken, I wanted to say thank you so much for hosting Stonehaven of Eagan today and giving us the opportunity to share our passion about what we do each and every day. It's truly an honor to be here. My background is that I do have over 20 years of experience in the senior housing industry. And what I feel I like to bring, my passion is about customer service. Bringing customer service to this generation has always just been an honor for me. The stories that I have listened to throughout the years has truly been an education for me, and for that I'm very, very grateful. Seniors have wonderful stories to tell. My grandfather had dementia for several years before he passed away, and I watched my mother struggle and suffer through the phases that he went through. So I understand firsthand the importance of excellent care, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I feel this is my way of giving back.
Well, what's so amazing to me, I've been involved in the elder care part of healthcare for a long time now, and the people you meet that are contributing and serving and being involved is just amazing to me. We are so fortunate, especially in Minnesota. We just have this amazing outpouring of community support for our elders,
Yes.
and that is not a universal thing. When people travel outside of Minnesota and they come back and they talk to me, they echo my experiences that I've seen across the country and the people I know. This is very unique, and I want to do everything we can to help keep supporting this amazing community feeling that we have here in Minnesota. So tell me about Stonehaven. Before we get into more bios, I just want to make sure people know. So you are the sales and outreach
Yes.
person there at Stonehaven. So you're responsible for talking to people about the community, helping them transition into the community.
That's correct,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
And, it's a joy to be working for Ebenezer as well. I've always wanted to work for them. And the fact that it's a new community, all of the residents are new all at the same time. So they're looking to build relationships. And that's been just wonderful, too.
Yeah. Speaking of Ebenezer, I know so many people at Ebenezer, great organization.
Yes.
They really have a commitment, and we're going to talk more about that on the next segment here. But some of the people that I know that have helped to kind of get us to this show here today, one is Sue Ferguson, the corporate director of sales and marketing
Yes.
at Ebenezer. She's a great supporter of the show, great supporter of all the programs that you guys have, and we'll talk more about what she and you and the rest of the team at Ebenezer does here to do such great work in our community. But before that, let's start getting introductions here.
Sure.
Cheryl Buss, welcome to
Hi.
the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for being here and making the trek from Eagan to Eden Prairie.
Marlie drove, so.
Well, it sure helps to have help there, doesn't it? But Cheryl, just to orientate people, you started living at Stonehaven of Eagan 9 months ago.
Correct.
When the community opened up. It's
Right.
such a new, it hasn't been a year yet that you've been open.
10 months.
10 months. So, and you were one of kind of the founding people that came in there, right?
Right. Well, I was the one who put money down to hold a place.
Okay.
The first one. And so I was able to select my apartment first and even got to cut the ribbon at the
Did you
ribbon
really?
cutting ceremony.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we're honored to have you here as one of the first residents then of Stonehaven.
I'm honored to be here.
Well, tell you what, let's. We've got a couple minutes left in this first segment, and no rush. But give us a little bit of background and on your life, and then maybe how you got into making this decision to live at Stonehaven.
Sure. I started out in South Minneapolis, and my father was transferred to Missouri. I lived down there for 11 years and moved back here. worked at Control Data Corporation in personnel, and then went out to Dakota County Technical College in Rosemont, where I was an instructor for 25 years. I've been also very active in my church. And in 2000, I retired early because in 2000, my mother and I sold our homes in Eagan and built a home together. And I retired early in 2001 to be her full-time caregiver. The best thing I ever did. And so through that process, we had home health care, and towards the end, we had Fairview Home Hospice for 7 months before Mother passed away. And so it was such a support to not only my mother, but also to me. And then after, she's passed away 11 years ago, and so we had a big home, and it was just me, and I didn't need to be rambling around in that, and I thought, when I can downsize and move to a senior living where I don't have to be a homeowner, things would be taken care of, and it's a wonderful community.
Well, let me do this. I want to finish that conversation after the break here, because
Sure.
we're up against the break, and I can hear Sam keying up the music. Let's talk more about that, because I want to talk more about how you transitioned into
Sure.
Stonehaven. So anyway,
Thank you.
we will be right back to continue our conversation with Marlie DeRynck, Outreach and Sales Director at Stonehaven of Eagan, one of Ebenezer's newest facilities. Please stay with us.
Taking prescription medication should not be a scary task. The staff at St. Paul Corner Drug makes certain you know everything about your prescription medication before you leave the pharmacy. Knowing what to expect and when and how to take your prescriptions gives you the confidence to safely take your medication and maintain good health. Should additional questions arise, we are here to help sort things out. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be, at stpaulcornerdrug.com.
Native Roots Radio is proud to announce we've added an extra hour.
Yeah, Chushke, 1 hour goes by too fast.
That's right, Uncle Curtis.
I'll have extra time to share important information about our secret animals.
And report national and native news from all over the country and Canada.
This new hour is sponsored by Robbins Kaplan LLP, dedicated to redefining excellence for high-stakes litigation representation in Indian country.
We are awake.
Find a wide selection of outdoor hearth products at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces. Whether you prefer wood or gas, Woodland Stoves has the fire to fit your home. Pizza aficionados know nothing matches masonry oven baking for capturing flavor and nutrition. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces can easily install one in your home or business. Enthusiasts use these ovens year-round for bread making, wood roasting, even grilling.
The mission and passion of Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces is to make the fire work for you. The way humans relate to fire is primordial. We have used fire to warm our bodies, cook our meals, and kindle our spirits. Our team has the know-how to do this in a clean-burning and environmentally smart way. Visit our store and experience the diversity. We have over 35 working units on display at the corner of Riverside and East Franklin. See us online at woodlandstoves.com. Find the fire that fits and works for you.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
Hi, this is Mike Papantonio from Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire is a direct, smart, and I gotta promise you, a fearless progressive talk show. Join me, Mike Papantonio, and my co-host Bobby Kennedy Jr. and Sam Cedar as we take on the large corporate conglomerates and that radical right-wing media that dominate America's airwaves. Ring of Fire, Saturdays from 3 to 6 and Sundays from 6 to 9 p.m. on AM 950. It is the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Northeast Minneapolis is known for its creativity, and you'll know exactly why when you eat at Hazel's Northeast. Their creatively prepared comfort food will have you coming back week after week. Breakfasts like biscuits and gravy, granola pancakes, and brisket hash. For lunch, homemade soup and one of the best Reubens in town. And don't miss the daily risotto or Chef Ali's ever-changing dinner specials. Come on in, bring the whole family. Hazel's Northeast delivers real good food. Family owned at 29th and Johnson in Minneapolis.
back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life, and sometimes your death. We cover the broad range of topics on living throughout your life. And my name is Ken Hagelin, and joining me today in studio is Marlie DeRynck, Outreach and Sales Director at a fabulous senior community called Stonehaven of Eagan. This is one of Ebenezer's newest senior living community, and we are talking about the benefits and advantages of living in a senior community. And joining Marlie are two of her residents. Both of them came and started living there right when it opened up here about 9 months ago. We have Cheryl Buss and Judy Brzezinski, and they're going to share their experiences about living in a senior community. Before we get back into our conversation, though, I do want to mention this radio program is brought to you in part each week by the amazing people at Genetic Health RX, and they specialize in providing DNA testing to ensure the medications you are taking or are planning to take are the best for your unique genetic profile. And you may also help to reduce potential negative side effects by knowing what your body can metabolize in terms of drugs. They work with your doctor to create a personalized medication management program by using a simple one-time test that is covered by Medicare and most insurance plans. For more information, please call that amazing team of folks at Genetic Health RX at 612-991-9930. Once again, 612-991-9930, or visit them at genetichealthrx.com. Marlie, let's tell our audience how they can get a hold of you and Stonehaven if you had that information available, a phone number or a website, so they can look at more information after the show is done.
Yes, of course. Stonehaven of Eagan, the address is 1000 Station Trail, Eagan, Minnesota, 55123. Our phone number is 651-686-4366. My email address, that'd be a great way to get in touch with me, is MDERY, N as in Nancy, C, the number 1, at fairview.org. And then, of course, our website is www.stonehavenseniorliving.com. We're also on Facebook, so please like us on Facebook.
Fantastic, yeah. And you invited me out to your open house, which was that like a month or two ago now? Was it?
We had a guidebook social about a month ago.
About a month ago, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
I knew you guys were under construction, a year ago, and I hadn't had a chance to get out there initially, but I came out there last month, and I was just amazed. You first of all, the setting that you're in is beautiful.
Yes.
A lot of nature and wildlife around your community, but what a beautiful building you have.
Thank you.
Just very modern, and we'll talk to the truth detectors here, the people that live there,
This is right,
versus you that work there, and we'll find out what they think. But anyway, getting back to our conversation, we ended up last segment talking to Cheryl, and we wanted to get a little bit of a background there, but she started to talk about the decision-making process to go from living in a residential home, then into this community. Cheryl, would you mind talking a little bit about some of the decisions you made in terms of you had a large home, maintenance and taking care of things and all that, cleaning it. Tell us about the thought process, because I'll tell you, a lot of people struggle. They've lived in a home for maybe 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. It's really hard to leave sometimes. So tell us your thought process.
What was especially hard to leave was the neighborhood and the wonderful friends that I had made through the years we were there. And then I looked around and saw all the downsizing I needed to do, and it was pretty overwhelming. And I realized that I'm not getting younger, I'm not getting healthier, and it was time to tackle that downsizing and make the decision to move. And I have lived in Eagan for, at that time, 42 years, and knew I wanted to stay in Eagan. In April of 2017, I saw in the Eagan paper that famous picture of the, the groundbreaking with the shovels and the hard hats and everything.
Yeah,
and I
right.
thought, this is a place I have to check out. And so I started contacting people and asking questions and drove by every weekend and took pictures. So I have pictures of Stonehaven when it was dirt and when it grew up, into where I live now. It was a situation where I questioned, should I be moving, should I not? And I realized through God's help that I needed to move there, and I have not looked back. It has been wonderful. And I'm still friends with my neighbors in my former neighborhood, so that's a plus. Another thing that happened recently, one of the features at Stonehaven that I didn't anticipate I would be using was home health care. 3 weeks ago, on this coming Monday, I had some major surgery and was able to come back to my home at Stonehaven. Didn't have to go back to my home alone, my other home, and be alone in this healing process. And the home health care came to me. The nurse, physical therapy, occupational therapy, social worker. And oh my, that was so helpful. And like I said, we had that at home for my mother. Little did I expect so early on in my living at Stonehaven that I would need it as well.
So this sounds like the convenience of the services that are a part of your living as a resident there, but there's these additional services that come in as a part of that I know Ebenezer is just well
it's
known
part of the
for.
Fairview home health care team.
Yep.
And so it would be the same people who came that would always come to work with the residents.
Yeah.
So what a blessing.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well,
and I'm off of it now.
Yeah.
So I'm back to driving, and so Thursday.
Well, again, isn't that amazing? A major surgery
Yes.
just 2-3 weeks ago, and here you are.
Sure.
Here you are on a radio show talking
Isn't
about
that
your experience.
amazing?
Cheryl is amazing.
So I feel very, very fortunate and very blessed.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you.
And Stonehaven is wonderful.
Well, good. Well,
So.
we're gonna. The whole show here is dedicated to senior community living, and we're highlighting Stonehaven as one of those great options in that category. So thank you, Cheryl, for being here. We'll
Thank
talk
you.
more throughout the show here.
Okay.
And last but not least, I want to get to Judy. Judy Brzezinski, you've also been at Stonehaven for about 9 months as well, since the opening.
Yes.
Okay. And you lived there with your husband, you were saying, right?
Yes. And
Okay.
we are in independent living.
Okay.
Very happy to be there. But I have to start from the beginning,
Well,
which is...
let's talk about your background. I want to hear about your background.
Well, I'm the eldest of 10 children.
Oh, you know what? Hold on 1 second.
I hear the music.
The music is cueing us out. Sam is telling me I got to get going here. We got another break. So it's time for a short break here. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Marlie DeRynck, Outreach and Sales Director at Stonehaven of Eagan, one of Ebenezer's newest living senior communities. And we're talking about the advantages and benefits of living in a senior community. And we'll be right back talking to Judy about her background. So please stay with us.
On Tuesday, May 21st at 7:30 p.m., Temple Israel in Minneapolis invites you to join them for Voices 2019, their premier annual event. This year's voices will be Anna Navarro and Van Jones. Anna Navarro is a well-known Republican strategist, political analyst, and contributor to CNN and ABC's The View. And Van Jones is an activist, author, CNN political contributor, and host of CNN's Van Jones Show. This event will be moderated by Barack Obama-appointed ambassador to Morocco, Sam Kaplan. All are encouraged and welcome to attend this intriguing dialogue. General admission tickets are $50, and doors for general admission open at 7 p.m. Sponsorship opportunities are available for a private reception and dinner with the speakers prior to the program. Purchase a silver sponsorship to savor wine and hors d'oeuvres, or a gold sponsorship to enjoy wine and dinner with Anna and Van. Sponsorships start at just $500. Tuesday, May 21st is approaching quickly, and the event is selling out fast. Call and secure your seats today at 612-374-0342. Visit templeisrael.com/benefit for more information.
Victor's 1959 Cafe in South Minneapolis is a locally owned and operated restaurant offering traditional Cuban food. Open for breakfast and lunch daily with dinner Tuesday through Saturday. For night shift workers, Victor's even has both a morning and evening happy hour, and Victor's now accepts dinner reservations too. Stop in and try some delicious authentic Cuban cuisine like ropa vieja and seafood paella. Make your reservation and learn more at victors1959cafe.com. Victor's 1959 Cafe, revolutionary Cuban cooking.
This is Ellie Krug from Ellie 2.0 Radio on Mondays from 7 to 8 a.m. Many listeners know that I founded Human Inspiration Works, LLC, which trains on human inclusivity and on how to be welcoming to diverse humans. Today, organizations of all sizes find that they need to train team members on diversity and inclusion. I can do that. Many say that my trainings change the way they see the world. I'd love to help make your organization more welcoming. For more information, go to humaninspirationworks.com. Thank you.
Are you thinking of buying or selling a house? Or just want to know what might be going on with one of your biggest investments? Then why not become a house geek? Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall.
And I'm Chad Vandelot with Bricks Real Estate and host of the House Geeks Real Estate Show, here with your Market Minute.
5.51 is the average number of showings per week per listing in the median price range here in the Twin Cities. This is seasonally expected and is a key early indicator of current demand in the marketplace. The median sale price is up 6.5% over the same time last year, and the 30-year conventional interest rate is at around 4.1%. Down slightly over last week.
Conclusion. For sellers, we may have just passed the top of the spring market or only experienced a weekly drop. However, we will only know for sure as the data comes in over the next couple weeks. For buyers, as spring turns into summer, more listings will come onto the market, making it not so hectic to be out looking. Thinking about making a move? Check us out online anytime at housegeeks.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Sam Turnberg. Today we have a chance of drizzle with a high near 50. Tonight, a chance of thunderstorms with a low around 42. Tomorrow, showers with a high near 42. Monday, sunny with a high near 62. And Tuesday, cloudy with a high near 58. The Eat Local Minnesota Restaurant of the Week is The Great Wall. The Great Wall has been providing a delicious taste of authentic Chinese cuisine since 1981. Specializing in Szechuan and Peking dishes, stop by their Edina location or call for takeout. See the full menu at greatwallrestaurant.us.
Everybody, welcome back. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. This is the first of its kind radio show in the nation that focuses on all of life, all the transitions that go on throughout your life and up to your end of life. And so we are free to talk about life and death on this show. And I appreciate everybody listening in and giving us your support in that. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today in studio is Marlie DeRynck, Outreach and Sales Director at a fabulous community in Stonehaven of Eagan. This is one of Ebenezer's newest senior living communities, and we are talking about the benefits of living in a senior community. And joining Marlie are two of her first residents in this new community, Cheryl Buss and Judy Brzezinski, and they are sharing their experiences from actually living there, not just working there like Marlie does, or me coming in and providing services. These are actual people that live there, and so they're giving us their personal take on things. And before we get back into our conversation, though, Marlie, would you mind letting people know if they have questions for you about senior community living or Stonehaven in particular? How could they reach you or your organization?
Yes, most definitely. Our phone number at Stonehaven of Eagan is 651-686-4366. Also, my email address is a wonderful way to reach me. M as in Marlie, D as in Delta, E-R-Y, N as in Nancy, C, the number 1, at fairview.org. Our website is stonehavenseniorliving.com, and we are on Facebook, too, so please like us.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, Marlie. And doesn't she have a nice radio voice?
Yes, she does.
Isn't that just calming and soothing? We'll have to have you back on the show here just to have that nice sound.
You're sweet.
So let's resume our conversation with Judy here. You were just going to start talking about your background and your life a little bit, but also then talk about the decision process that went into making that move from living in a residential home now to a community setting. So Judy, why don't you give us a little bit of your background?
Okay, thank you. My arc is in big chunks, I feel, my arc of life, because I'm 80 years old now, and so I've done everything that's important to me, I think, except the last part, arriving at Stonehaven. But I'm the eldest of 10 children, and so everybody is watching what my husband and I are doing at this point, because we're the first to do it.
You're the trendsetters here for your family.
Absolutely. And it was a very normal life cycle. I got my master's degree in music education, and I loved that, and I worked for 45 years in the schools, being a music teacher. And then married my husband Bob and had 2 children, and they're all off and gone. And we're still in our same house. It was a split level, but Bob and I have different leg problems, but they're both leg problems, and we could not handle the split level anymore. So we had time, and I think it took us 2-3 years, and we looked around and visited places and came upon Marlie and Stonehaven, and the rest is history, because it's something we thought we could do. And it's only about 5 miles away from our home of 43 years. And I didn't take pictures like Marlie, but we did visit. We passed the place any number of times to see how it was going. And everything just pointed to this is what our calling was.
Yeah.
This was it. So we were among the first also to put our down payment there and get a nice room, choose a nice room. And the rest is history. Very happy that we're there. Mm-hmm. And we both, no steps for one thing. There's an elevator to the 3rd floor, so that's fine. And in my music education kind of thing, I am able to contribute some of that talent. And happy to do that too.
Well, and that's one of the things we'll talk about with the community. And I think all 4 of us can talk about some of the community benefits of that. But I want to go back, though, to what your thinking process was when you were making that decision. Because Cheryl talked about the fact that she had a large home, there was the cleaning, the maintaining, maybe just the bigness of that home started to get to be where it wasn't as enjoyable anymore. Can you tell me, because you had, and Bob, your husband, had to think through this process together. Can you talk about what were your concerns or maybe your fears or apprehensions about selling your home of 43 years and moving into a community? Because a lot of people have these same thoughts.
Yes, that is so true. And fears, yes, but the absolute acknowledgement, and we had to be honest, that we were not physically able to keep doing that. Say nothing of shoveling the snow and cutting the grass and all of that. We simply were not able to do it and had to face each other and say, we can't do this. And we could hire it out. We could have had somebody come in all the time. But we were in a cul-de-sac of wonderful families. And it wasn't even fair. We thought it wasn't fair to keep that house, just the 2 of us. Our kids were gone. Grandkids came once in a while. But that was our thought process. And then we went at it. We had a realtor, and it was a year ago this summer that realty was wonderful, gangbusters. And so we were blessed with about 3 weeks of the house on the market, and off it went. So it was meant to be, and that's the way we felt about it.
Well, let's we've got about 6 minutes here. I'd like to get to Marlie and talk about Stonehaven. It's great getting your guys' perspectives here about how you came to Stonehaven and came to that conclusion and are enjoying it. We'll talk more about some of those programs and some of the things that make Stonehaven so spectacular. But Marlie, let's talk a little bit about Stonehaven and the community.
Yes, of course. We are privately owned and consist of 97 apartments. We are the full continuum of care. So that means independent living, assisted living, and memory care. So in independent living, we focus on socialization and relationship building, creating a lifestyle for our residents. It's all about fellowship and connections. And these two are excellent examples of what we do every day in independent living. For assisted living, we do offer 3 meals per person per day, 2 loads of personal laundry per week, light housekeeping is included, and an emergency pendant. We have full a la carte medical services, which include assistance with dressing, grooming, bathing, toileting, and feeding. In addition, we do 1-person transfers, 2-person transfers, and we work closely with hospice for those of our residents in that stage of their life. With Fairview Healthcare, the Fairview Healthcare component, our affiliate, we also provide many medical options, therapy services, occupational, physical, speech therapy, and we have a Fairview geriatric physician who comes in twice a month, and her physician's assistant comes in twice a week for those residents who want to sign up for that. We have a podiatrist that visits Stonehaven residents once a month, as well as a social worker to assist them with various needs. In our memory care neighborhood, we have 15 apartments, so it's a very small, very intimate setting, and huge windows that fills the apartments with natural lighting, which is very, very important for those with dementia. Our special programming is called Dimensions because there's so many different forms and shapes of dementia, and it's geared towards a resident's life history to help engage them in activities and give them a sense of purpose so that what they are doing it's meaningful to them. And then our goal is always to get our memory care residents out of their apartments and to build relationships with the other residents to continue life to the fullest. Recently, we added a new activities assistant who focuses mainly in memory care, as well as our director of activities. So that's been very, very wonderful. The 3 important components that I feel that we have at Stonehaven is socialization, a solid leadership team, and then, of course, our excellent medical services and nursing staff. And in speaking on socialization, I feel is a key emphasis. We encourage our residents to enjoy each other's company in our common spaces every day. So every morning you'll find people having coffee by the fireplace in the lobby, which is a beautiful setting, and everyone's just enjoying each other. As you know, isolation can be a detriment to a senior, and if socialization is not happening, that's just such a key element to what we do every day. Relationship building has been phenomenal with our residents. It's a sense of fellowship and camaraderie, a feeling of family from within our community. Our success is our residents, and that's why I wanted to invite Judy and Cheryl here today. They make the community. We as employees are honored to have the opportunity to work in their home and to serve them. The second part being the solid leadership team. To any business, that's highly important. And we have our leadership team, I feel, is very strong. They were handpicked by the ownership team as well as Ebenezer Corporate. We've created this strong foundation and have an excellent executive director, Danielle, to lead us. And each day we start with a stand-up meeting, talking about what we can do better and how we can serve our residents. And we typically end it in a prayer for our residents, for their safety, for their health, for their happiness. And it's just such a feeling of connection that the leadership team creates and has with our residents. And then, of course, the third component that I feel is highly important is our excellent medical services that I spoke of a little bit, and our solid nursing staff. Our Director of Health Services, Ada, has extensive clinical knowledge, and we're really lucky to have her. She came to us from the University of Minnesota Hospital, where she was working in the cardiac unit for 13 years, and then carrying on in the emergency room for another 2 years. So that brings a lot to the table for the health and safety of our residents.
Yeah, I've met your team, and they are fabulous. Great passion for what they do, and tremendous care for the residents of Stonehaven. No, that's a fantastic organization you have. Great leadership. You're right. I think you mentioned something that I think is so important, and we can talk more with Judy and Cheryl about this. But some of the big problems that people have as they age is isolation, loneliness, and boredom. And there's been studies done that's what shortens your life when you don't deal with those elements, because we're social people. Relationships are important, and it seems like as we age and get older, those relationships take on more importance, and we realize that in life that's what is the ultimately the most important thing is our relationships.
And may I just say that I feel what we do at Stonehaven is giving peace of mind for family members, knowing that their loved ones are in a safe and happy, not isolated, well cared for environment and enjoying wonderful culinary as well as a great lifestyle while aging in place.
Oh, well said. All right, we are at the end of our third break here, our third segment. We'll be right back after a short break to continue talking with Marlie DeRynck and Cheryl Buss and Judy Brzezinski on the benefits and advantages of living in a senior community. Please stay with us.
You can't go through a day without hearing about healthcare reform. St. Paul Corner Drug is here to help you navigate the ever-changing healthcare landscape. We are your advocate in getting much-needed prescription medication covered under your insurance plan. Need to choose a different plan? There is no reason to feel like you are drowning in the system. St. Paul Corner Drug can make simple work out of finding you a plan that best suits your needs. You can rest assured at St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
This is Chad, owner of AM 950, here to tell you about Snap Construction. They're experts in roofing, siding, window, and insurance restoration. They have energy-efficient products available for both residential and commercial properties. This spring, when we needed a company to take a look at a problem with our roof, I called the company I knew I could trust, Snap Construction. I've known Ryan, the owner at Snap Construction, for years, so I knew I could trust him. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their reviews online. They are arguably the most well-reviewed exterior contractor online in the metro area. Over the years, Ryan has always said the same thing to me about his work. If we build it, shouldn't we be held accountable for the work indefinitely? He backed that statement up years ago when Snap Construction was a pioneer in offering a lifetime craftsmanship guarantee on all their work. For a free estimate or general questions, call the locally owned company AM 950 Trust, Snap Construction at 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP, or find them online at snapconstruction.com. They have financing options available.
This is Gregory Rich, founder of Habitation Furnishing and Design. I have a philosophy. Furniture should be beautiful, but if it's not comfortable, it's not much use to anyone. That's why at Habitation we work hard to make sure that the furniture we sell is stylish and functional. Unique and useful. What more can you ask for? Habitation Furnishing and Design, 4317 Excelsior Boulevard in St. Louis Park. It's the Twin Cities' best furniture and design showroom.
Looking to experience the Northwoods and Boundary Waters? Big Bear Lodge is the perfect choice. May and June are a perfect time to spot some moose as well as have great fishing. Mention AM 950 during May and you'll receive 10% off when you book the Dakota Cabin. A cozy cabin perfect for couples or a single person looking to unplug and unwind. Find out more about this great getaway and see their authentic modern woodsy cabins at BigBearLodgeMN.com. That's BigBearLodgeMN.com.
The Minneapolis Farmers Market has the best selection of plants for your gardens, the freshest produce, meats, and farmstead goods. You'll find meat vendors, some homestead vendors, and greenhouse vendors in the early part of spring. Plus, there will be fresh produce when the weather gets warmer. The Hennepin County Government Center Market is open Tuesdays, the Nicollet Mall Market is open on Thursdays, and the 312 East Lindell Market is open daily from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. More details at mplsfarmersmarket.com.
Everybody, welcome back. We are having a great time here in the studio today. We've got a great round table of just amazing, lovely ladies here, and we are talking about the benefits of living in a senior community. My name is Ken Haglund, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. And joining me today in studio is Marlie DeRynck, the Outreach and Sales Director at Stonehaven of Eagan. This is one of Ebenezer's newest senior living communities, and we're talking about the great benefits and advantages of living there. And to be truth detectors, she brought along two of her most wonderful residents, Cheryl Buss and Judy Brzezinski, and they've been sharing their experiences. And we've only got the last segment here. I wish we had another hour to talk about this, but I do want to talk about some of the things that happen on a daily basis, because the questions I get when we're talking to people in transition in life is, wow, I just don't know what that would be like. And so there's a lot of apprehension. And I think you guys today are reducing that apprehension in people's minds here. So we'll talk more about that. But before we do, Marlie, people may have questions after the show. Could you give us your phone number and how to get in contact with you?
Yes, absolutely. And please do call for a tour. We'd love to have you come visit. The phone number is 651-686-4366. My email address is MD as in Delta, ERY, N as in Nancy, C, the number 1 at fairview.org. And our website is www.stonehavenseniorliving.com.
Fantastic. One of the things I want to mention too, and I do see we have a text question here that came in, but and it kind of relates to it. They talk about how often can people visit. Can children or friends and family visit certain hours of the day, or what is the access that people have? Oh, yes,
and we encourage that. Anybody who comes in with a small child or a pet is highly popular.
I bet. Okay.
We have a concierge at our front desk, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. 7 days a week.
Okay.
So the front doors and all the doors are unlocked at that time. Otherwise, they would need to buzz one of the residents, the person that they are visiting,
okay.
and then the resident would buzz them in or meet them at the door.
Okay. So they have access 24 hours a day.
Sure, absolutely.
Again, you're just it's like any community setting. You just call that person or buzz that person. And
yes, and it is a secured community, and
right,
that's why.
Right, which is very, very important. And that goes to a comment that you had made earlier, and another question I see was about, or maybe a comment about the confidence that the children have when people make a transition from truly independent residential home living into a community setting. There's a big relief from the children that we're experiencing. Have you experienced that as well in terms of some of the benefits that the family feels?
Yes, most definitely. Almost every family. It's a change, and none of us like change. So it's my job to make it a smooth transition, not just for the resident, but the entire family. And then our entire leadership team, and then the residents take it over.
Right.
We introduce them to our residents who are just so happy to be there, and I'll just let them take that over with how they feel.
Let's do that in the last few minutes here. I want to talk about kind of the benefits and advantages that you guys have experienced here, and you've told me unequivocally there's no regrets in making this decision. So let's, in the last couple of minutes, maybe talk a little bit about that. I know there's meal preparation and cleaning that Cheryl wants to talk about, and Judy, you've got some activities you want to mention that are very important to you. Why don't you start off, Judy?
Okay, well, first of all, as far as the families are concerned, we have on the second floor at the end a playroom, kind of in the corner, and it's basically for preschoolers that age, where they come in and they'll open up the cupboards and they'll find something for them to do. And then on the third floor we have a library that's for everybody, for all of us. And on the fourth floor we have games and puzzles and that kind of thing for activities. The first thing I do every day, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock, right away for about 45 minutes, is the organized exercise activity. And this is when people come together and we exercise and have a great time. And all of us, 100%, are happy about it. And number two, will say, I would never do this on my own. I would not do it. It's perfectly good. We learned about synovial fluid in the joints, and you have to move, and
Right.
all of that kind of thing.
Well, it helps your digestion too. I mean, it helps a whole range of
Yes.
systems. Yes, and we could have another show on that.
We have sing-alongs twice a week, just about. We have a book club. We have a men's breakfast once a month, and my husband just loves that. And any number of men, most of them, come then. We have a ladies' night out toward the end of every month. We go to a movie and then supper someplace. What else? You can chime in.
Well,
too,
let's go over to Cheryl here and talk about the meals and the food. I mean, you had mentioned that the 3 meals a day.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, one of the things we found nutritionally, people that are in the senior population or aging population do not get good nutrition. So let's talk about that, Cheryl.
Okay, the meals are chef prepared, and they're wonderful. There's a good variety. And I usually eat dinner down there from 5. It starts at 5. And one time I was sitting in my living room, and I thought, you know, what I really missed was eating with people, because I grew up, our family always ate together. And I thought, I don't like eating alone. And so this was one of the real benefits of going down each evening for dinner, and the socialization that Marlie has mentioned is, plus I'm not known for being a good cook, so I don't have to shop, I don't have to prepare, I don't have to eat it, I don't have to clean up. I can just go downstairs and enjoy the fellowship and the good food.
That's fantastic. Well, we are nearing the end of the show, unfortunately. You guys have been great. I would love to have you back again sometime if you'd be willing to do that.
Let's set a date.
Let's do that. All right.
Let's do it.
We'll do that. But I do want to thank Marlie DeRynck, the Outreach and Sales Director at Stonehaven of Eagan. This is one of Ebenezer's newest senior living community. And I also want to thank her wonderful, lovely residents, Cheryl Buss and Judy Brzezinski, for joining us today and providing us an insight into their experiences living at Stonehaven of Eagan. I'm just so grateful for you guys being here today. Marlie, let's give our audience one more effort here at giving them information about how to get a hold of you or Stonehaven to ask more questions.
Yes. Again, our address is 1000 Station Trail, Eagan, Minnesota 55123. The phone number is 651-686-4366, and my email is mdery, N as in Nancy, C, the number 1 at fairview.org. You can find our website at stonehavenseniorliving.com.
Thank you, Marlie. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation, or let us know of topics you'd like to have us talk about on future shows. You can reach us by phone at 612-999-3426. And until next time, live well.
I think it was the 4th of July.